Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going out for a drive with my wife and found this pretty little spot, and I thought this would be a good place to do a quick video. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video if you end up liking it, hit the notification bell, and make sure to leave comments so I can know what you think. I was just thinking about how, tonight at sunset, that's the beginning of Yom Kippur, or the Day of Atonement, and I've done videos about this, about Rosh Hashanah and then Yom Kippur. The 10 days from Rosh Hashanah to now are the 10 days of awe, and then 5 days after the Day of Atonement we have the Feast of Tabernacles. And I talked about how pointed out just how things have happened on these feast days and these holy days, and it seems that the most recent one to be fulfilled was the Feast of Trumpets, or Rosh Hashanah, with Joseph Smith receiving the golden plates and essentially initiating this fall harvest, this last harvest. And so I would assume that at some point something's going to happen on Yom Kippur. Don't know if it's already happened or not. I suppose that's possible because I don't think everyone's going to know right away when something happens. Certainly when Joseph Smith received the golden plates, it's not like everybody knew that happened. That didn't really come out until later, until the first person figured it out, that it was on the Feast of Trumpets that he received the gold plates. So I don't know if anything's going to happen tomorrow. It could. I feel like tomorrow's probably a pretty good candidate because we're also in a sabbatical year, or in other words a Shemitah, and who knows. But I do think that we're getting closer and closer and closer to the second coming. And I think I've done a video about this, but I can't remember. There's one that I started, but then it got cut off because I didn't have enough storage in my phone. And I don't know if it was that video that I talked about this, but there's a lot of times when me and my wife we're driving and we'll see a fire in the distance, because there's always all these farmers that are burning their fields and stuff. And it seems like it's just like all year long. And so whenever we see one, if we have time, we usually go drive out to it just to watch it and to smell it, because they always smell really good. And the frustrating thing about it is that you'll see the smoke, and you'll see the smoke for just miles. And you drive and you drive and you drive, and it's like, how much further is this thing? And it's frustrating because that it's definitely happening, but the thing that you don't know is how much longer until we get there. And that's how I feel about the second coming. It's like we can see the signs of the times, and we definitely know that it's happening. In my mind, there's just absolutely no doubt. And I know that we're just getting closer and closer, and the general authorities are saying that the Lord is hastening his work, and we're still not there. And I haven't lost faith, but sometimes I think about others in the church that when you talk about these things, it's like they don't want to think about it, they don't want to acknowledge it, they don't want to talk about it. And it just makes me wonder, because recently at BYU, well, I don't know, it's probably not just recently, but for some time, probably, you have all these BYU professors that are talking about the Book of Mormon and how it's inspired. Sorry, I'll let that truck go by. How it's inspired fiction. Yeah, there's BYU professors that believe that the Book of Mormon is inspired fiction. And I'm actually not too surprised because, you know, sometimes I wonder about members of the church and their belief in the literal, just the reality of the gospel and the scriptures and what we're told in the scriptures, and even of like Joseph Smith. You know, we know that Joseph Smith, he really did get gold plates, and those were real, and he used a seer stone, and there's detail given about how he used the seer stone. You know, he had to use a hat to shield out the ambient light so that he could see the writing that was on the stone that would appear. We know that there was a real Liahona that was used, and that was an actual object that guided Lehi and his family when they were in the wilderness. And we also know that there really will be a second coming of Christ, that he's literally going to come back, and in some way or another we're going to have this meeting at Adamon Diamond without the world knowing or interfering, and there are going to be literal resurrected beings there. And you know, sometimes I just wonder if, you know, if certain members of the church, they just kind of treat it like it's all just kind of inspired or good philosophy. They look at the church as like a philosophy rather than a literal actual thing, with actual miracles and actual, you know, angels and resurrected beings, and that there's going to be an actual translation that occurs. It's just, it's sad because I think that there are a lot of members that they treat our church more like it's a philosophy and just a collection of good ideas and a good way to live, rather than a literal living, breathing thing with incredible things that have happened and will happen. You know, I think that if you're in that state, you need to do what you can, work on your testimony, pray, and try and find out the actual tangible reality of what's reported in the scriptures, and what's supposed to happen in the future. Yeah, so I just kind of had that short thought. Let me know what you think. I'm going to get out of here because there's like mosquitoes. But let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to like this video if you liked it. Hit the notification bell, and I'll talk to you later.